There are three basic ways to complete a long division. The first is referred to as the chunking method, and that involves getting multiples of the number you're dividing by. Usually you start with sets of 10 or sets of 20. If we start in this case with a set of 20, you would write 24 times 20, which equals 480. So then you would subtract 480 from 720. So 0 from 0 gives 0. 8 from 2 we need to borrow, so that gives 4, leaves 6 there, so that gives 240. Now we're going to do another block of 24, and this time it's times 10, which gives 240. So we know 240, which we subtract, which you can see without really calculating, is going to give 0, 0, 0. The next step, there's lots of different ways to do. However, this is the method I use. I cross off one dividing by, and I cross it off here, and I cross it off here. And then I circle the multiples, and I would add those together, which in this case is very straightforward and gives 30. And that then is the answer for the chunking method. Method 2 is called the bus stop method. Again, working with the same calculation, we've got 24 into, and I deliberately rule both these lines, into 720. At this point, it's good practice to write out some of the 24 times table. So we know 1 times 24 is going to give 24. We can double that to give us 2 times 24, which gives 48. Double that again, and notice the way I'm leaving a space. We get 4 times 24, so that's double 48, which is 96. And if I leave another 5, 6, 7, and put 8 times 24, which again is doubling, we get 192. And we also can fill in 10 times. 24 equals 240. And by working from that, we can work out what 5 times is by halving it. 120. I would usually stop there because there's a good chance I can use all that to solve. So 24 into 72, well, it's 48, is twice. So we are actually going to need to work out what 3 times 24 is. Now we've got 48, and we add 24 to 48 to give us 72. So we actually know that that goes 3 times, and there's nothing carried, so that becomes 30. So that's very straightforward in this particular case. The final method is the way that people were taught in school up until about the 1980s. And again, we're using the same basic stuff. So we're going 24, 48, 72. So we know that that's 3 times. We subtract here. I've seen some people writing this out as 30 times, but I would actually write it out as 3 times 24 if you want to annotate, because that's what gives 72. 30 times 24 does not give 72. And then we zero, and we zero again. So that is the basic way. We drop down the 0 from there, and then we move it there because 24 into there goes 0. Okay, and that makes sense? That's the methods.